What's happening everyone, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Jedi Survivor video. And in today's video I'm going to be breaking down the final gameplay trailer and pointing out a few key moments of the trailer that I want to talk about. I'm going to mention some of the smaller parts I did notice as well, but I'm going to focus on about 6 or 7 major parts which I thought were worth noting. So some of the smaller parts of the trailer that I wanted to sort of pay attention to and point out are that we get to see Coruscant's underworld, which is where I suspect we will spend quite a bit of our time in Jedi Survivor. We get to see a little bit of dismemberment as well. We do see the occasional leg get chopped off. We get to see more tag team action sequences and rideable mounts as well in this final gameplay trailer. Some of these are very obvious, and some of the key points I want to talk about are also very obvious, but I just want to talk about them a little bit more and give my opinion of what they could mean or what I think is going to happen. So one of the first points I want to talk about is the structure carved into stone on the planet of Jetta. I wanted to point this out because I think it looks like it could possibly be a Jedi temple or an old Jedi chamber, which we know will contain puzzles for us to complete, or it could be something else entirely. But the reason I suspect it is an old Jedi temple is just from the way the buildings or the structures are actually carved into the rock and some of the symbols that we can see on the structures themselves. This could be something else entirely, but whatever it is, I suspect it will be somewhere that is important to the story in the game. The next thing I wanted to point out is the hologram of an unknown character that Cal looks at, but then also looks at something off in the distance that we don't get to see. This could mean that he's actually talking to the hologram, or he's comparing it to something that he sees off in the distance, or maybe he's just simply distracted by something else. I'm not 100% sure, but I suspect that this could be a younger version of the High Republic character. But like I said, this could also be someone who Cal is just talking to during the mission that you're on or the cutscene that's taking place. I really can't say with 100% certainty who it actually is because we don't really get a clear view of their face at all. It's kind of like the side back of their head, but that's just who I suspect it is. A really big part of this trailer I wanted to talk about was the Jedi Temple, or the Imperial Palace as it's now known. I know the Jedi wouldn't want to be anywhere near it, as that is where Palpatine lives now, but I do suspect that we may enter the old Jedi Temple at some point in the game. Mainly because the High Republic character doesn't seem to like the Empire that much. A lot of people don't, but in an earlier trailer we get the impression that the High Republic character really doesn't like the idea that Cal and the Jedi let the Empire take over, so I think he's got a strong hatred for them. And I really suspect that it will be the High Republic character who maybe goes to the old Jedi Temple or the Imperial Palace to try and take down the Empire by going for the main man in charge. But that's just my speculation. I could be completely wrong. We may only get to see it in cutscenes and sort of off in the distance while we're playing missions, and we may go nowhere near it. But considering in the last game we went to the Inquisitor's hideout, I think it was, and that's where Darth Vader was or showed up, and we had a fight with him, it really wouldn't surprise me that if in this game we go to the Imperial Palace and maybe even get to take on Emperor Palpatine, or at least see him fight the High Republic character in this game. The next thing I wanted to point out is that we get our first glimpse at a Jedi Survivor boss fight, which looks like it's going to be against Rayvis, who is the leader of the Bedlam Raiders in Jedi Survivor. And it looks like it's going to be quite a tough one from what we do see in the trailer. I can't really say too much about it because it isn't exactly the longest clip. It is more of a sort of cinematic view of this boss fight, and I can't wait to experience it for myself when the game releases. We also get to see Jedi Survivor's take on scrapped speeders in the trailer, otherwise known as Droidekas. That's a little joke for anyone who did pay attention to the Battlefront 2 stuff when we were getting DLC for that, so it's a little bit of an Easter egg for Easter, I suppose. And I think these are aboard a Separatist ship, but I don't know where this Separatist ship is. We don't get to see outside of the ship at all in this particular part of the trailer anyway, so I can't say where it is, I can't say what the context is, but it is just cool to see the Droidekas show up since we already know that other battle droids are going to be in the game. And the final thing I wanted to point out in this trailer is the shot where Cal and the High Republic Jedi are fighting over an ancient artifact that is held by the droid, who looks like they are being tortured. In an earlier shot of the trailer, you do actually see him holding it, and then we come to this shot where Cal and the High Republic Jedi are fighting over it. And I can't lie, I don't know what this artifact is, I've got no idea what it does, but I suspect it is going to be important to the story of this game if the two characters are fighting over it so fiercely. I know they aren't exactly clashing lightsabers, but they are both trying to get hold of it. But those are the key points that I wanted to talk about in this video. If I have missed anything, or you do have any opinions on what I've said in this video, please do let me know down in the comment section below, and also let me know what you think the artifact could be, and if you think we are going to get to go to the Jedi Temple at some point in this game. I know it's the Imperial Palace, but to me it's the Jedi Temple. Also, make sure to smash a like on this video to show support for the game on the channel. I might post some gameplay videos of it when it does come out, but we'll see what happens. And if you are new and you want to be kept up to date with all Jedi Survivor content, please do subscribe for any future releases that I do. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video.